Let's go to exercise 3.5 in the chapter of pair of linear equations in two variables. Let's take one example here. I think rest all you should be able to manage. I'll take example number 4. It says, which of the following pairs of linear equation have a unique solution, no solution, or has infinite many solutions? Okay. And if there is a unique solution, then find it by using cross multiplication method. Okay. We'll quickly see. If you have two equations, a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0 and a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. First, when do you have a unique solution? Is when you have a1 divided by a2 is not equal to b1 divided by b2. Second, when do you have infinite solution? Is when you have a1 divided by a2 is equal to b1 divided by b2 is equal to c1 divided by c2. And when you have no solution, is when you have a1 divided by a2 is equal to b1 divided by b2, but which is not equal to c1 divided by c2. You must be wondering, how do I know it so well? It's not that I know it, I've learned it. So I will tell you how do you also learn it. Let's take a simple example of an equation, two equations. What are those two equations? Let's take an example of x plus y minus 7 is equal to 0 and x plus 2y minus 11 is equal to 0. Okay. So now, what you see here is the coefficient is 1, the coefficient is 1, the coefficient is 1 and the coefficient is 2. Is a1 divided by a2 is equal to b1 divided by b2? The answer is 1 divided by 1 is equal to 1 divided by 2. The answer is they are not equal. And you will find that when you solve this equation, the answer is you will get a unique solution. Imagine if the equation is x plus y minus 7 is equal to 0 and it's 2x plus 2y minus 14 is equal to 0. Aren't they the same equation? This is what exactly x 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 7 minus 7 by minus 14, all of them are equal, and hence in one equation you need two equations to find an answer. For one equation you will have infinite number of solutions. So this is how I learned for infinite and unique. No solution. Imagine if there is an equation x plus y is equal to 7 and then is another one x plus y is equal to 11. Now you solve both of them, you subtract both of them because you need to find x or y. You will get 0 is equal to minus 4. In mathematics we have never seen that 0 is equal to minus 4, since this is inconsistent to what we have heard in mathematics, and hence this has absolutely no solution. So I hope we are clear when we have unique, infinite and no solution. Now let's go back to the question number 4. So let's look at question number 4. So I will write it as x minus 3y minus 7 is equal to 0. And the second equation is 3x minus 3y minus 15 is equal to 0. Now what is a1 divided by a2, b1 divided by b2 and what is c1 divided by c2? Then we will check what is equal and what is not equal. Let us take this equation as a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. And this equation as a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. Always remember, whatever is a1, a2 or c1, you take it with the sign. So let's take a1 in the first case is 1, b1 is equal to minus 3, this is minus 3, c1 is equal to minus 7, a2 is equal to 3, b2 is equal to minus 3, trust me, take it with the sign, and c2 is equal to minus 15. Okay. What is a1 divided by a2? 1 by 3. What is b1 divided by b2? Minus 3 by minus 3. Is a1 equal to a1 by a2 divided by is equal to b1 by b2? The answer is no, and hence you will find that this will have a unique solution. And if this will have a unique solution, what you need to do is, by method of cross multiplication. Okay, we saw the method of cross multiplication was, in order to find x, you will write the formula as, we look at the arrow, b1 c2 minus c1 b2 divided by, look at these two, a1 b2 minus b1 b2. And this is how you will find the answer for x. So I will not get into finding the answer for x, but you got to know when can you have a unique solution, no solution, or an infinite solution. Okay, let's look at question number 2.1. What it says: for which of the values of a and b does the following equation have an infinite number of solutions? What did we just see now? If you need an infinite number of solution, both the equation have to be same. If both the equation have to be same, you have to know that it's a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. Again, going back to the example, x plus y is equal to 7, 2x plus 2y is equal to 14. Is a1 by a2, b1 by b2 and c1 by c2 same? Yes, and that's the reason why it is nothing but the same equation. You need two equations to get an answer for either x or y, but you cannot have one unique answer. What is one unique answer? For example, x is 1 and y is 3. This is only answer which satisfies both the equation, but which is not the case here. There will be infinite many answers. For example, this can be 4 plus 3, this can be 3 plus 4, this can be 3.5 and 3.5, which equals to 7. So you will have infinite number of solutions. That is what is an infinite number of solutions. Now let's look which are the two equations here. You are saying 2x plus 3y minus 7 is equal to 0, and the second equation you say that a minus b into x plus a plus b into y minus of 3a plus b minus 2 is equal to 0. Now let's use this logic, because we already know that they have infinite number of solutions. So that is 2 divided by a minus b is equal to 3 divided by a plus b is equal to minus 7 divided by minus 3a plus b minus 2. Do we agree to this? Yes. Now what we do is we separately take these two and solve. We take separately either this and solve, and we should be able to get the answer for a and b. For example, if I were to take only first two, 2 divided by a minus b is equal to 3 divided by a plus b. Let me try solving this. Can I say that this is 2a plus 2b is equal to 3a minus 3b? Yeah. Can I say that a is equal to 5b? Oh, brilliant. You got a relationship between a and b. Right. But you did not get a value here. What we will try to do here is, we will try to solve now both these equations. And how do you do that? Now what you do is you say 3 divided by a plus b is equal to minus 7 divided by minus 3a plus b minus 2. If you solve this equation and you substitute a is equal to 5b, I am sure you will get the answer for b. And once you get the answer for b, you can get the answer for a. So I hope you get how to solve this. I mean, you know what's the answer, so I will not get into the finding of the answer mode. Let's look at this question now. For which of the values of k will following pair of equation have no solution? We said, when is the possibility of no solution? When we know that a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, but when it is not equal to c1 by c2. Such equation doesn't exist. Again reiterating, for example, x plus y is equal to 7 and x plus y is equal to 4. You subtract both the equation, you get 0 is equal to 3. This is not acceptable in mathematics. We have not heard of this. So far not proved. And since it's not proved, we say that for such a query there is no solution. And why there is no solution? Because there is no answer to it. And we know now that a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by, this is 1 by 1, b1 by b2, but that is not equal to c1 by c2. Hence we see that there is no solution. Now they are saying that in this case there is no solution. So let's write the equation. 3x plus y minus 1 is equal to 0. 2k minus 1 into x plus k minus 1 into y minus 2k plus 1 is equal to 0. Can we say that a1 by a2? What is a1? 3 divided by 2k minus 1 is equal to 1 divided by k minus 1. Absolutely. You know that a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, right? And hence I wrote this as this is a1 and by a2 and b1 by b2. In this case, we can find the answer for k? Yes, we can. A third question, I will not get into it. When you say cross multiplication, it is all about a1 by a2 and b1 by b2. Let's say if I write these two equations, 8x plus 5y minus 9 is equal to 0, and I write it as 3x plus 2y minus 4 is equal to 0. What did we say? X. Let's go from left to right? We want to find x, so just isolate this. Just don't even look at it. Keep your hand on it. Now can I say that I move from here to here, right? And now I can say 5 into minus 4, which is b1 by c2. Take it with the sign minus, subtract c1 minus 9 into b2 to divided by. Now denominator is between x and y. What is x and y? 8 into 2 minus 5 into 3. Always take with the sign. Now you can find the answer for this. I will not get into nitty-gritty. Similarly, you have an answer for y. So let's form the equation and try to solve and get the answer for it. Let's look at this now. A part of the monthly hostel charge is fixed, and the remaining depends on the number of days one has taken food in the mess. Okay, true. I mean, assuming that you pay rent in the hostel, they will charge you rent for a month. And then they will say, okay, also there is a food charge, and that depends on how many meals have you taken every day. When a student A takes food for 20 days, he has to pay in a total of 1000 rupees. Whereas a student B who takes food for 26 days has to pay more charge. Naturally, both stayed for a month. So what is a fixed charge? F. And what is a food charge? Oh, both are F, right? So let's now not take this as F. Let's take the fixed cost as X, and let's take the food cost as per day. 1 day. It's easy to calculate 1. So if somebody who takes the food for 20 days, right? So the fixed charge is X, and for 20 days of food, 1 day is Y, so 20 days is 20Y, and he or she pays 1000. Whereas the B who takes food for 26 days, so X plus 26Y is equal to 1180. Can we use elimination method to get the answer for this? For example, just subtract both the equations and get the value for X and Y. Fairly simple. Y should be equal to 30, I believe. Anyway, you can figure it out for yourself. Let's look at number 2. A fractions become half. What is a fraction? The fraction is X by Y. It says the fraction becomes 1/3 when 1 is subtracted from the numerator. What is numerator? X. 1 you subtract from here, and you keep the denominator as it is, so it becomes 1 by 3. This is the equation number 1. Now, and it becomes 1 by 4 becomes, which is equal to when 8 is added to the denominator, so y plus 8. Now, we have to just check whether the answer we can derive from it. We can form two equations and solve it by any method and get the answer. Perfect, we can. So I will not get into getting the answer for this. You are good at it. Now we are talking about example number 3. Right? Now he says, Yash, there is a gentleman called as Yash. He scored 40 marks in a test, getting 3 marks for each right answer and losing 1 mark for every wrong answer. Had 4 marks been awarded for each correct answer and 2 marks has been deducted for each wrong answer, he would have scored 50 marks. So they are saying that he scored 40 marks when when 3 marks for each right answer and 1 mark for each wrong answer. How many right answers are there? R. And how many wrong answers are there? W. Okay. So what will be the total right marks? How many right questions has that Yash attempted? R. For each it's 3 marks. So total number of marks that is got for right answer is 3R. Perfect. 1 mark for 1 wrong answer is costing you. So how many wrong answers has he attempted? W. So 1 into W. So all right marks minus the marks that he lost for the wrong answers should be equal to 40. Do you agree? Why? Because whatever is the right he attempted, but then the examiner subtracted whatever he made wrong, and so the answer is 40. Similarly, he says if 4 marks was awarded for each right answer and 2 marks is deducted for each wrong answer, he or she gets 50 marks. Can I say that we know that the number of right attempts that is R and wrong attempts is W. So the total marks is 4R. Here the total marks is 2W. Why am I subtracting? Because whatever right he gets minus the wrongs is equal to 50. Can I say that this is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2? Can you solve both the equation and get the answer? The answer is yes. Let's look at question number 4. It says places A and B are 100 kilometers apart on a highway. Okay, it could be as good as Mumbai and Pune. That's okay. They're 100 kilometers apart. One car starts from A. Okay, let me mark it now. It says A and B. I'm just making a road darker. Now what has happened is they are 100 kilometers apart. One car starts from A and another from B at the same time, right? This is car 1 and this is car 2, and another one starts at B from the same time, at the same time. And they travel in the same direction. Now they are telling that if they are traveling in the same direction. Now this is not same direction, they are traveling in opposite direction, right? So this is not same direction. So if they were traveling in same direction, they would meet in 5 hours. Let's take this case a little later. And if they travel towards each other, now they are traveling towards each other. So after 1 hour they meet somewhere, maybe at this point. So this bugger travels this much and this travels this much, right? We don't know what is that point and where is that point. I'm just assuming. But in 1 hour do they meet? What are the speeds of the two cars? When I'm saying speed of the car is S1 and the speed of the car is S2. What is the classic definition of speed? Speed is equal to distance divided by time. Why? Because we always pay. What was the speed? Kilometers per hour. What is kilometer? Distance travel. And what is hour? Time. So speed distance divided by time. Can I say that in this case, both the cars traveled a distance of 100 kilometers? So can I say that distance travelled by car 1 plus distance travelled by the car 2 is equal to 100? Perfect. Can I say that the speed 1 of the car into the time taken by the car 1 plus the speed 2 of the car and time 2 of the car, whatever it took to come here, is equal to 100? See, this car took 1 hour to reach here and this car took 1 hour to reach here, and they met and the total distance covered by both of them together was 100? Yes. So what is time taken by car 1? This was 1, and what is this? 1. Perfect. So can I say that the equation number 1 is S1 plus S2 is equal to 100? That is equation number 1. Now let's look at if the car travel in the same direction. So this is A and this is B, and both are 100 kilometers apart, and both are traveling in same direction. So this is car 1 and this is car 2, which is also traveling in this direction. Okay. So same direction is, one is following the other, and they start at the same time. So they will meet somewhere, maybe here, which is outside the 100-kilometer mark after 5 hours. So how much time do they take here to reach? 5 hours. Now, can I say that whatever is the distance travelled by car 1, and what is the distance travelled by car 1? What is the distance travelled by car 1? So the distance travelled by car 1 is d1, which is equal to s1 and t1. And what is the distance travelled by car 2? In this case, it is s2 and t2. Can I say that this car travelled a distance of d1, and the second car travelled a distance which is equal to d2? Can I say that if this is d1 minus d2 is equal to 100? Can I say that? Why? Because the distance between them when they started was 100. Do you agree? Yeah. If you agree to this, can I say that this is, what is time taken by both the cars to reach at this particular destination? This car took 5 hours to reach there, this car took 5 hours to reach there, right? So it is 5. So can I say that this is 5s1 plus 5s2 is equal to 100? Sorry, minus, because we are subtracting both the speeds. So can I say that the second equation is 5s1 minus 5s2 is equal to 100? Do I have two equations to solve this? Absolutely. So how do you solve this? You say that s1 plus s2 is equal to 100, and now I just shorten this equation and say that divide everything by 5, and I say that s1 minus s2 is equal to 20. Can I solve both the equation just by elimination method, and I say add both the equation, and I get 2s1 is equal to 120 and s1 is equal to 120 divided by 2, which is 60. Do we have the speed of the first car as 60 kilometers? Yes. Can you now find the speed of the other car by just putting into this equation? If this is 60, what should be the equation? What should be the answer for this? This should be 45 because the total is 100. I hope you got it the way we solved it. Somebody might ask me, will I be able to get this in the first go? My answer would be maybe yes, maybe not. And if you don't get it in the first go, no problem. It is just that you have to see that, okay, this is how this question was solved, and in future you get a similar question, you should use your mind and intelligence to solve this question in a similar manner. Okay, let's look at this question. They are talking about area of a rectangle. Now, this is a rectangle. There is a length and there is a breadth. What is area of rectangle? Length into breadth. This is the area of rectangle. The area of rectangle gets reduced by 9 square units. Okay, reduced by, and I am saying by. If this is the original one, the change area becomes minus 9. This is the changed area now. When do you do this? If the length is reduced by 5, if this is the original length, you make length as L minus 5, and breadth is increased by 3 units multiplied by B plus 3. Do you get an equation? Yes. If you increase the length by 3, what is the original length? Yeah, L, and you increase it by 3, And we know that the area of a rectangle is length into breadth. Now what happens to the breadth? And the breadth is also increased by 2 units. B plus 2, then it is equal to, area increases by 67. LB plus 67. Do we have this as equation number 1 and this is equation number 2? Can we solve this and get an answer? We can. I don't want to solve this for you, but now you can easily solve this and find the values for L and D.